Hello guys, welcome to another day of the 31 days of tarot challenge. Today we're going to talk about top 5 decks that you cannot live without. Okay, I know that the exact wording is not like that, but essentially to the same effect. So, my top 6 decks that I cannot live without. These would have been previewed or mentioned in my earlier videos in the early in the challenge in the day 3 to 5 prompts. So I will try not to spend too much time going through them again. I will feature 4 decks first in this video, and then the other 2, because I cannot just pick 5, will be featured in part 2 of the video, which I will record later this weekend. So the first deck is the Everyday Tarot deck by Bridget Esselmont, or mostly renowned as BD Tarot. So this deck quite surprised me. I mean, I have been wanting to get this deck for a long time already, but it's more for reason of practicality, because I love the size, because of the gold gilding, obviously, because of the color and the simplicity of the pictures. And yeah, that's the main reason. But I mean, when I got it, I mean, I just truly fell in love with it, and I have been using it so often since I got it. I have been using it to read other people in groups, for my occasional clients, and for myself, and the answers are always to the point. This deck does not beat around the bush, and I mean, the pictures are just gorgeous. I mean, I love the color palette. It's a very BD Tarot trademark colors, and it works very well. I mean, look at the purple and the gold. It's so gorgeous, and I just love the matte finish, and even the borders I also love as well. And the back, see the back here, the matte gold gilding, and I mean, I just love everything about this deck. I mean, look at the star. It's the pictures are very traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, but somehow the style, the simplistic style, just work. I mean, the minimalist style is just beautiful. It's simple, but and yet so beautiful, and it perfectly portrays, feature the symbols and the tones of each card. Like this one, Knight of Wands, you can feel the fire in this card, even though the color palette, the colors used are just purple, gold, and white, but I mean, the fire, you can feel the fire here. And then also the most of these cards, they feature the most important symbols of each of the cards, so nothing goes missing in translation, even though it's been simplified, but it reads just as powerfully, even though there are not many details. But what you have been given here, all the symbols, it's just enough. So yeah, okay, maybe I don't know if this is a deck for beginners, but I think beginners can get the meaning quite easily, even though the artwork is simple and not so detailed as the original Rider-Waite-Smith. I mean, you can feel the flow, the water, the calmness, and yet the depth of the emotion in this King of Cups. So yeah, I think the defensiveness here, it's very palpable. So yeah, I guess this deck is one deck that really surprised me, and it's hands down one of the best decks I got in 2018, and I cannot live without it. I mean, I've been using it for myself and for other people, and it's just reads very, very well. And also, I mean, if you are stranded in an island, or if you travel, you obviously want a deck that is compact and practical. So yeah, this fits the bill very well. The next deck is Oracle deck. Did I mention in the beginning of the video that it's a top 5 tarot deck? I'm very sorry. It's top 5 tarot and or oracle decks that we cannot live without. So my next deck is an oracle, and it is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Well, duh, of course. I mean, look at the gorgeous color. As I've mentioned before, when I first previewed this deck in day 3 or day 2 videos, I forgot, I mentioned about the beauty of the art and how this deck covers a lot of subjects, and the keywords the keywords covers a wide range of a wide range of subjects. So, and the artwork like reflects the title or the keyword of the card very well. Like in this card, the abundance, I mean, you can literally feel the abundance, the time of harvest. I mean, this woman here reminds me very much of the Empress, which is who is also a representation of abundance. And darkness, you can literally feel the loneliness of the bunny here, the long lonely road, the eclipse, the feeling of winter, of loneliness, of desertion, of you can feel all those emotions related to the keyword, the darkness, in this card. And I mean, so what attracts me to this deck is not just because it's borderless. The borderless format really brings out the beauty of the artwork in this card. And also, I love the color palette because it's so rich. It's so, it features almost every color under the sun. So yeah, like this one, blossoming. Just by looking at the art, you don't have to look too long or go into too much detail. But by just looking at the keyword and the artwork, you can get the feeling of what the card is trying to say. Like this one, beginnings, you have winter here, it's cold and lonely and harsh. And then you have this entrance to the summer, when everything is abundant, when everything is warm and beautiful and happy. And yeah, it just screams new beginning to you. So yeah, this deck is really a beautiful one. I was attracted to the colors. I was attracted to the keywords that are so relatable to everyday life, and I think this is a beautiful deck to be used as confirmation or advice after a tarot reading. And it's a good deck for one card pull reading type as well. When you do a live reading in a Facebook group or wherever, you can just pull one card for the querent, and you look at the title and the artwork, and you can interpret the message straight away. And I think client and querents will also be, they can also enjoy the feeling and beautiful art of the cards, and they will be able to absorb the message better. So yes, this is a very wonderful deck, this Queen of the Moon Oracle. And I must mention that I love both matte and glossy decks equally. So yeah, I think each of them have their own strength. Like the Queen of the Moon Oracle, I think the artwork works best with the glossy surface. And the next deck is, I guess it's not going to be a surprise for you. It's of course my newly acquired Influence of the Angels Tarot. I love this deck for the same reason I love the Queen of the Moon Oracle. It's the glossiness, the Renaissance art, the rich colors, very rich colors, the shiny gilding, the back, the blue black, the blue back. So yes, what I love about this deck is that it's very expressive. I mean, the court cards feature historical figures, like this one, for example. Wait, let me just have a quick look. Denis Diderot. Okay, sorry, I don't know who is that, and I may spell the name wrong, but yeah, it's famous people. And also, so you can get an idea of what each court card personality is like by imagining them through historical figures. And I mean, the artwork is just beautiful, and I am a sucker for Renaissance art. So yeah, I mean, this deck is like me buying this deck is just fated. So yeah, I mean, I really love this deck. I use it almost every day, and sometimes I have to remind myself to rotate my decks, otherwise my reading will become flat because I use the same deck every time. King of Swords is Francis Bacon, if I'm not mistaken. So you can imagine what's a real King of Swords is like. So the art is very three-dimensional and rich. I love this Hermit very much. Some are not really strong, like this tower here. I think it should be bigger so that we can feel the impact of destruction, but that's a minor complaint. Some of the people, the expression look a bit flat, but with some others, I mean, with like this Page of Cups, I mean, I mostly love the pages in this deck. I mean, they look so innocent, and yet their expression just aptly portrays their court card characteristic. Like this Page of Cups looks very dreamy, romantic. It's quite different from the Page of Swords we see earlier. It's Page of Swords is more curious, and yeah, so yeah, you get the idea. Oh, this Empress is probably my most favorite Empress ever. You can see how joyful this woman here, juggling her duties. The desperation of the people in Five of Pentacles. The desperation of the Eight of Swords. So yeah, some are really, I mean, the expression in some cards are just palpable, and yeah, you can feel the cards. Like this Six of Cups is very beautiful. The Nine of Cups is just divine. So yeah, there is a lot to love about this deck. It's not without its shortcomings, but I really love this deck, and I really love this Four of Pentacles here. I mean, he is just I mean, you get one look at him and you say, yes, this is a very stingy person. So yes, that's the influence of the Angels Tarot. And last but not least, and this video has been longer than I intended. They always do. Here's the Foxfire, the Kitsune Oracle. I mean, I cannot part with this oracle. It works very well with my Shadowscape Tarot, which means that if this deck is one deck I cannot live without, then I have to include Shadowscapes in that list as well. But I mean, I don't mind if I only own this oracle deck and not the Shadowscape Tarot. I mean, it's not that I don't like the Shadowscapes, it's just that maybe I would include it in my top 5 list if it has been bigger and just like the European version. But anyway, this Foxfire, the Kitsune, is a deck that you need when you need some pep talk. Yeah, when you need some encouragement, when you need some advice on your personal development, when you don't know what to do and you have no clue of what you are going to do, when you have a fork in the road, and I mean, when you just feel like you need some very good advice, turn to this deck. So this deck is generally not for everyday card pull. I mean, it can be used every day, but it's more like a spiritual advice or personal development advice, personal growth advice in general. Like, I mean, you can see from the title, the awakening, creation of light, golden moment. I mean, it's quite abstract compared to the Queen of the Moon Oracle, which is more practical and straight to the point. But I mean, you will want this deck for you will want to turn to this deck for advice and for confirmation and for general direction on where you are supposed to go. Threefold protection, this is like an affirmation message. Call for the waves, follow the signs, sharing your wisdom, dance with joy, hope. Oh my god, I just got this card recently in a reading. It's, yeah, I mean, it really uplifts you. This deck really uplifts you. Sunlight after darkness, garden of the night, born with a gift. Don't be ashamed of your gift. Be still a while, be patient while you wait for the winds of change. The noble one, shadow dancer, embrace your light and your darker side, coming of age, becoming perfect in your transformation. Oops. Threshold, passing through the threshold, time to walk alone, bringer of change, the richness within, tea ceremony, appreciating life. Oh my god, I'm just so annoyed with my inability to spell. Make a wish, growth. So yeah, you get the idea of what this deck messages are like, and you will want this deck as an affirmation. You will want to pull a card from this deck after every tarot reading for affirmation, for general advice, for direction, and and so forth. So yeah, so those are my 4 of my top 6 decks that I cannot live without, and I will record part 2 of the video with the 2 other decks, which are Wild Offering Oracle and Crystal Visions Tarot by this weekend. So I hope you enjoy that, and thanks for watching.